So it was recently announced that Atari is going to be bringing RollerCoaster Tycoon to the Nintendo Switch. However, this announcement was controversial because they started a crowdfunding campaign to allow the game to have funding for them to bring it to the Nintendo Switch. This rubbed people up the wrong way because this is the same Atari that is apparently working on a new games console called the Atari box. At the end of the day, they're not like an indie developer, they are an actual third-party sort of company, and they shouldn't need to crowdfund to allow their franchise to come onto a console. But anyway, they have released details now of what is expected to be on the Nintendo Switch port of RollerCoaster Tycoon. So they've claimed the game will feature 3 different game modes, including a campaign mode where you can obviously build your dream roller coasters and build a dream park to a sort of scenario that probably has set challenges along with it. A sandbox mode where obviously you'll just be an open world to play around, no money sort of thing, just build the park of your dreams. And finally a scenario mode, and there's no details shared about the scenario mode as of yet. Personally, I think scenario mode, campaign mode, they sound quite similar. But yeah, no details for scenario mode just yet. But it's claimed it might be similar to the challenge mode you find in Planet Coaster, where it's just a case of blank canvas, such as sandbox mode, but it gives you challenges in order to sort of develop your park going forward, and you get rewards for completing the challenges. So into the customization aspects then of the theme park simulation game, RollerCoaster Tycoon will also feature 7 types of fully customizable roller coasters with ride cams, which means that you can obviously ride the roller coasters that you do make. There will also be 100 wacky rides, restaurants and shops for you to choose from to allow you to shape the theme park to create whatever you want out of the tools available and make the park of your dreams. There will also be terraforming features within the game and pre-made path, foliage and river tiles, which in turn provide better ambience for the dream park that you'll be putting together. There's going to be 4 different environments that you can choose from, so 4 different sort of biomes if you like, so you can make parks depending what you want on different sort of environments. They've mentioned that as for controls, there will be different types of play in the game on the Switch version, and these will include having full touchscreen support, obviously when your game is in portable mode, and it will also support the Joy-Cons. However, it did not say where the motion controls will be used within the game. It's probably likely you'll have the ability to point and click to place items in that aspect. And finally, they have promised a seamless play between handheld and docked mode, so obviously as every other game on the Switch, you should be able to play in either mode, which is basically Nintendo's priority with the console. That is the whole point of the console, so I'm surprised they've had to sort of give clarification on that aspect. But yeah, they've clarified that there'll be seamless play across either handheld or docked mode, no matter which way you want to play the game. Aside from the details of the game then, Atari has stated they do intend to make the game, regardless of how crowdfunding does turn out in the end. However, they have already exceeded its minimum goal of $10,000, so yes, the game is going to happen. There is no current release date for the game, but it will be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now personally, I really don't think I'm going to be picking this game up. I absolutely love RollerCoaster Tycoon. I used to play the classic RollerCoaster Tycoon games so much when I was younger. I still go back and play them now and again when I do fancy being in the mood for creating a theme park. And also you've got the new Planet Coaster, which I do love as well. It's a very, very good modern take on the RollerCoaster Tycoon genre and sort of classic game in a sort of modern feel. And then you had Atari's new effort, RollerCoaster Tycoon World, which was absolutely awful. If you want to link that with the game they put on mobile devices, another awful game. So do I think the one they're going to be putting on the Nintendo Switch is going to be any good? No, I don't think it's going to be good at all, to be honest. And that's a shame really, because the name RollerCoaster Tycoon was such a good name, such a good franchise, but recently they've sort of taken it downhill and sort of made it look like a joke. And the whole thing with the crowdfunding, like why they needed to ask $10,000 to support this game. I understand getting some sort of feedback in terms of do people actually want it, so they go make it, so that obviously they know people are going to buy it. But you don't need to ask for $10,000 to make the game. That's not even a large sum of money. So if you were like, we want to make this killer game, we need money to help make it. Surely they've got $10,000 to put into the game so they can make it back afterwards. But, Atari for you, I guess. Anyway, these types of games on consoles usually don't perform too well. They usually don't play as well. I mean, they're not really designed for that sort of thing. They are better to be played on the PC. That is the sort of game that you would play on a PC. You get more control, you can do more customization, and also like if you look at Planet Coaster, and that's probably the best sort of game in this genre, theme park building, where you've got so much customization options, but the more and more you customize, the more stuff you add into your park. You've got to have a really good PC to run that stuff. And obviously this game is going to be nothing of the scale of Planet Coaster, but they're just sort of like not really built for this platform. If you go back to the days of Theme Park, yeah, that worked because it was really simple. But are you going to get away with something so simple on a console now? Like if Theme Park came out now as a new game, something that hadn't been done before, I don't think people are going to buy it really. It's not really like, I mean, they'd be like, what is this? It's quite rubbish really for today's standards. Obviously, everyone will go back and play Theme Park now for the nostalgia because it's something you really enjoyed when you were younger. And yes, when it did come out, it was a very, very good game. But they can't really bring that sort of thing to the Switch now because it's just, as a new game, it just isn't good enough. And from the description they've described here, the Switch version of RollerCoaster Tycoon sounds like it's going to be basically like that, other than the fact that yes, there's going to be 7 different types of roller coasters that are going to be customizable, but I'm sure it'll be very basic customizable, and you'll only be able to go around in the sort of the square grid. So, you know, how customizable is it really for 2018? As for the other stuff, the ready-made restaurant, shops and all that, you just don't have the same sort of scenery aspect that theme park games thrive off. What makes a theme park game good now is the ability to be able to customize and add all these different scenery aspects to make your own park. So you have the ride, so you might make a manual designed roller coaster, you might put a ready-made one down, but you might spend twice as long creating the station for it or the sort of scenery around it. And that's sort of what makes it yours, I think, anyway, when I'm playing these games. That's what I like to spend a lot of time doing. And I think that's what makes the park really unique and really stand out. I understand other people play it for the management aspect. They don't really have the time to do the scenery, or they don't enjoy it as much. But that's personally what I think, and I just don't think RollerCoaster Tycoon on the Switch is going to be a brilliant game. Having said that, my love for the franchise RollerCoaster Tycoon would love to see this prove me wrong. Would love to see the game be very, very good. And I would love to see it do well as a result of that, and then hopefully the money can go back into making a better RollerCoaster Tycoon game on the PC than RollerCoaster Tycoon World was, and actually give the name, the reputation it has from the past, actually give it something worth the reputation. A new game that's actually worth the name, RollerCoaster Tycoon, because as far as I'm concerned, RollerCoaster Tycoon World is not RollerCoaster Tycoon. Planet Coaster, to me, is the next RollerCoaster Tycoon, and I just wish they could build something more like that. Maybe actually give Planet Coaster some competition, and it would be better for both games as a result of that. But yeah, I'm digressing now. So leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, would you be picking up RollerCoaster Tycoon on Nintendo Switch? What do you think is a waste of time? Or are you annoyed still at Atari for doing a crowdfunding campaign for this game? Or do you think that's not really a problem? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more gaming content. Thank you for watching the video again, and I shall see you again soon.